some days ago I received a comment in my Battle Pass video saying that the skin for the 𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐤𝐬 was actually inspired from real life. And after a little bit of research, it turns out that yes, he was actually correct, which surprised me since the skin looked kinda goofy. So I decided to share that on Reddit to surprise some more people and at the same time to ask if anyone else knows where the origin of the other skins came from. Now this is where it gets interesting, because what I didn't expect was a developer from the game to reply. So let me read you what he said. First of all, he confirmed that the 𝐥𝐻 skin was indeed inspired by the RYZEN's Red Devils from the Korean Wars. He said that yes, the paint jobs were a little bit anachronistic and they always had doubt if they would be too over the top or not. But he explained that the Battle Pass is giving them an opportunity to release skins like this and test the waters. If people don't like them that much, that's okay. They won't pursue such skins in the future, and there is no big harm since the battlefield is not going to get filled up with this anyways, since it's a Battle Pass exclusive. So anyways, in the same spirit, they entirely made up the skins for the other two factions to also look a little bit over the top like the Sherman. The Panther got the Panther face, duh. But before that, here's the first idea they had, which was also inspired by a Korean war paint job of a piercing. Which is so good, by the way, oh my god. The LMG port and the view hole act as the pupils and it has little claws, very nice. They also experimented with some different styles, which I sadly don't have the images of, like adding some Disney style decals, which were indeed popular and used by the Germans in the war, especially on the planes, but they didn't end up actually adding them because of fear for copyright. Fun fact, as I was researching for Disney decals, I read that the Germans referred to the Soviet tanks like the BT-7 as Mickey Mouse, for obvious reasons. So yeah, so far we had Floppa, Bingus, Stalin Scouts, Chunky Boy, Small Pippi Tank, Coffin Tank, and now we have Mickey. Very nice. Oh, I almost forgot, we also have the Grey Noob, Baba Yaga, and the Battleship. Very nice. Now, when it came to the T-34, they couldn't put a face on the frontal armor because it was just too compact and not as smooth as the other two. So instead, they experimented on the turret. I will pin this image on my Discord server if anyone wants to use it as their profile picture or whatever. But finally they went with the Spitfire face. Now when it came to the planes, he said that it was much easier to base the skins on authentic materials. The P-40 was inspired from the Flying Tigers, which were an American volunteer group fighting in China, an often overlooked aspect of the war. They famously painted their planes in this skin. The skin also has a slight homage to the classic game 𝘀𝐿, with the camo pattern made to roughly match the cover art of the game box. Is it camo or camo? I don't know how to pronounce this. The beefy 109 skin is a mix between a Swiss and a German plane painted in such a scheme. And finally the Yak-9 were inspired by the plane's 𝐀𝐟𝐿𝐴 flew, although his looked more crocodilian. However, through different iterations of the skin, it ended up as a more classic shark mouth inspired by a P-51 paint job, and with a camo pattern added to give it a bit something extra. So yeah, personally what I gathered from this is that the developers of the game are indeed a little bit of nerds and fans of World War II history. I mean, he's using a shell casing as a trash can, and they also made me wonder what other historical notes they have done in the past. The first one that came to my mind was the red skin for the Mustang, which is clearly inspired by the Red Tails, a group of African American USAAF servicemen in World War II. There is a great movie based on them which has lots of action and touches on the topic of racism during the war by fellow allies, and it has Heisenberg playing in it, and the guy who proved our math is wrong as a protagonist. So I mean, come on, go watch it. At the end of the day, I wish I knew all of these facts before I made my Battle Pass review video. I think it would make the video more interesting, like having pictures of the real life inspirations next to the skins appear as I talk about them, which is something I could only do for the Warhawk, which I kinda got wrong anyways. But yeah, I was in a strict time schedule. I wanted to get the video out the same hour the Battle Pass released, and I also promised that to the sponsor of the video, so yeah. Anyways, as I said in that video, I think the skins look great, a little bit over the top, but I think they fit the game. Heroes and Generals is a more casual and fun World War II game compared to all the other titles that are popular out there right now, and no way near over the top like Battlefield 5. Closing this video, I just wanted to say that I always appreciate transparency from developers in video games, and I would love to make more videos like this. And I appreciate them sharing their input and allowing me to share some of these pictures. And that's all. Thank you for watching, guys. And grills. Okay now, ciao ciao!